Are you seeing people come to your site and getting messages around the world?
Absolutely. I mean, our website, Infowars.com, is visited by people all over the planet. The radio show is listened to by people all over the planet. I've run into people on the streets of London when I'm just walking in the dark. I hear my voice and come over, of all race, colors, creeds. I've gone out into some of the tourist areas and run into people that live in London and just been basically mobbed by people that are listeners over here. So people are as awake in England to what's going on as they are in Texas, where I live. And so I think it's a populism that transcends left and right as people begin to try to figure out exactly who the special interests are that always get the front seats, who always get first dibs at the tables this year, who were told, do not go cover Bilderberg. I've talked to national press profilers in the United States who were said, of course, I can do whatever I want. I'll be allowed to go to England and cover you. Famous reporters. And then they're told, no, they told me, don't go. And by the way, don't mention Bilderberg in your piece. So that's the type of stuff that's going on. I talked to 5 different national media outlets who are already doing profiles on me, and several of them asked to come here and were told they couldn't. And one of them told me off record, no, you're right. Well, I'm blown away. They said, don't even mention that. And then they asked the editor of the major magazine, well, why? They said, just we'll keep your job, just don't get into it. Because in the United States, it's finally been in the Huffington Post. It's finally been in CNBC covered it. Just 4 years ago, the New York Times did an article, a film review of a film called New World Order, with a film crew that was there just covering me, cover Bilderberg. They got helicopters, armored limousines coming in. They had Secret Service with MP5s aiming them at us. I mean, it was a circus. And the New York Times said Jones was in a Marriott, field imagining all this. Wow. I mean, no wonder circulation of those establishment publications is down, because everybody online saw the video. They knew it was real and happening. I mean, imagine the New York Times. Can the New York Times today say Jones was in England imagining stuff? Probably will. And they've got a certain audience that they could tell anything they wanted to. I mean, it's just, it doesn't mean I have all the answers either about what's going on. It doesn't mean everybody in there is, openly evil or consciously evil. It just means that there is power structures that are always trying to manipulate our countries, and they don't want us to even know that's happening. That's a military tactic throughout history, over and over again, where they will say, you're not being assaulted. Tokyo Rose was saying to the forces going into to Japan. Tokyo Rose said, listen, you've been defeated, America's been invaded, you've been destroyed. Remember Baghdad Bob, as the bombs are falling behind him and jets and helicopters are 2 miles behind him? And he says, the Americans have been thrown completely out of Baghdad. They've been thrown out of Iraq, in fact. And some Americans watched that and went, well, he is wearing a uniform. I mean, it's government, it must be true. And our government lies so much, some people thought it was true. But at a certain point, once the illusion is broken and a mortar goes off behind him, everybody knows it's a fraud. And basically, the Bilderberg group, the mainstream media, have had their Tokyo Rose, Baghdad Bob moment. They told us there's nothing behind the curtain. It's the great and powerful Oz. Your presidents and prime ministers, they really run everything. Doesn't matter which party you put in. Globalism, New World Order continues on because of these people. The CIA itself run by big robber barons, founded on record by big robber barons at Yale. The CIA on record helped set up, this has been declassified, Bilderberg in '54 to get the old European robber barons together with the UK robber barons and the US and Canadian robber barons all in one room for basically global corporate domination. And so this is the history of the last 60 years here, is these people. I mean, this is as high level as it gets, so of course it doesn't exist. Of course it isn't really going on. Because if the media, see, most of the media isn't controlled. They're not New World Order. They're not getting orders. That's why reporters feel insulted when I, say, you guys are working for the globalists. People are working for the globalists because they've grown up in this culture of lies. They just expect there's no men behind the curtain. They expect there's no secret lobbying meetings going on. They expect the NSA isn't listening to them without, warrants. And Alex Jones is just crazy saying that 16, 17 years ago. When it was in congressional documents, it was going on. None of that was my opinion. But now that the press is actually seeing that they've been lied to, it gives more of the mainstream press cover. It's kind of like a revolt in the mainstream press I'm seeing, where now, well, everybody's reporting it, now I can report. And now Bilderberg can't shut everybody down. They can't fire everybody. They can't kill careers.
Perfect. Great place to finish. Thanks so much.
All right. You're going to be able to put that whole thing on there?
We'll probably chop it up a little bit.
All right.
Be on there tomorrow.
That's a lot. That's good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Eat buffets, but that's what this is like with media. It's like, eat 5 hamburgers, eat 10 hamburgers, more media. To the point I'm like, it's like people are asking all these great questions, and because a politician just shakes your hand and literally ignores what you're saying, because they now realize they have to, because there's no way to like actually compartmentalize it all. But I actually listen to what everybody asks me and says, and then I can't answer it because another question's coming in, and then you feel like you're insulting people because you can't answer their question. Like I woke up super depressed this morning, and then I had to psychoanalyze why I was, because I never get depressed, and I realized it's just because I'm going to try to get out here and talk to everybody, and I want to talk to you. I want to hear what you have to say. But instead, it's all going to be about me. Like, I'm tempted to be the first speaker tomorrow, and instead of being one of the last speakers, because I want to, and not sit there and even worry about who speaks when, because it's about you. It's about what you're doing. It's about the photos you're going to get of these people. It's about people you're going to wake up. That's what the future is all about. It's about your children. It's about my children. It's not about some cult of personality, about Henry Kissinger or David Cameron or Alex Jones, for that matter. It's about ideas that bind us together, ideas of freedom and real equality and true weights and measures, not fraud, not insiders robbing everybody, and that's what's going on in there.
What would have Gandhi done at that moment here? If he would be here among us, what would his...
if Mahatma Gandhi was here, he would wait till the key time when the press was here, and he would march down there and would have them arrest him.
Yeah, you should have him arrested.
Well, here's the issue. I'm a man of my word, and when I was let in this country, I had, even before I came here, I was contacted. And basically they weren't going to let me into the country unless I promised that I wasn't going to do civil disobedience. And I told them, I said, though, if I see you abuse anybody or if you treat us bad, then this deal's over. And then they kept the deal and let me into the country. Now they turned back one of our other reporters. And Ashley Jessica, which was time to write that article, she wanted to wait till she got back. She was pretty freaked out. They put her in a jail cell for about 20 hours. And she asked us, people keep saying, where's Ashley Jessica? She asked us not to talk about it. She got back safe, right? Last time I heard, I was double checking. So now it's time. She just got back. It's time to do a report on that.
Who is Ashley?
She's done the great TSA videos with us, and one of our New York reporters, Jason Burmas. We've known her about 2 years. She's followed a lot of really good viral video reports. Seen the one where the sheriff's deputy won't violate her rights and lets her film, and the head of the airport's going, "You will stop her." And he goes, "No, she has a right. She wouldn't do the color of law intimidation." I think it has cop becomes icon for defending press freedom for just doing his job. It's so shocking. And they contacted me, and basically I wasn't going to be let in the country. Between the lines, and people know, because I wear a rabble-rouser hat, filmmaker hat, a lot of things, but I am a journalist. And so if I tell somebody I'm going to do something, then I do it. And that's the only reason I was let in here. They've turned back a lot of people, which I think's wrong. It was supposedly a free country. But I told them, I said, if you beat up anybody, if you're abusive, and if you lie to us in any way, then the sky's the limit. But when it comes to civil disobedience, that's nonviolent. But look, we have won here. People say,